Meron.
Greetings, honored guests, families, friends, and faculty. It is truly my privilege to welcome you to our graduation ceremony on this monumentous day. Thank you all for joining us and celebrating with us. And to my fellow graduates, congratulations, we made it. Today, I want to talk to you about taking chances, about following dreams, but most importantly, I want to talk to you about the blessings in my life and the impact of God's will on the trajectory of my life's path. But first, I want to encourage my fellow graduates to take chances, take risks, but in a positive way. When you think about the future and all that you want to achieve, think big and look for those opportunities and jump at those opportunities and never, ever settle. Each and every one of you are so valuable and treasured. So know your worth and know your identity. And again, don't ever settle. Every day of your life, you define odds. In fact, you define all odds by even being here today. There was a 1 in 400 trillion chance that you would even be born, but yet you were here. So don't ever forget your life has meaning. You were created for a specific task and mission that you and only you can complete. But along the way, you will face many challenges and you will have to face many storms. But in the midst of those storms, don't give up. The sun will shine. Keep trying new things and always remember that if you don't at first succeed, keep trying. Failures are the best teachers and opportunities for learning. So go out there, try something you've never done before, and you will receive something you've never got. Next, I want to talk to you about prioritizing your goals. Have a clear plan and cultivate good habits. Remain disciplined and resist temptations. If you don't know where to start, then talk to someone. You'll be surprised by how many people really care for you and how far they're willing to go to help you be successful in life. Everyone in this room is rooting for you, but you must have a plan and you must adhere to that plan. Without a purpose, life is motion without meaning, activity without direction, and events without reason. Without a purpose, life is trivial, petty, and pointless. So figure out your purpose, your passion, and your hidden gift. And remember, in life, it's not about just making all the right decisions, but to make every decision rightly with God in our heart. Then and only then can you obtain the dream in which you are seeking. Know what you want and what's truly important to you and be willing to work very hard for it. And always remember to work harder on yourself than you do at your job. Work harder on being a better person today than you were yesterday, and the rest will follow. Lastly, I want to talk to you about keeping your eyes on God. But first, I would like to give you a little background about me. So, throughout the first semester of this year, I would take a look at my grades and my GPA, and I would lose all hope of ever being able to graduate high school. So, I simply just stopped coming. I would stay up all night partying, and during the day, I would be asleep all day. So one day I left a friend's house late at night. I was walking home around 11:30 p.m. And on my way home, a car drove past me and stopped about 5 feet in front of me. Somebody's head came out the back window and asked me, "What gang do I represent?" To which I replied saying, "I don't represent any gang." The person's head went back into the window and immediately his head came out again, but this time he was holding something. He was holding what appeared to be a gun. And about 3 seconds later, a gunshot went off, which triggered a fight or flight response within me. And so the car and I both took off in opposite directions. After running for about 30 seconds, I felt a warm sensation right above my heart and my chest. And when I looked down and I touched that area and I looked in my hand, I saw blood. Slowly realizing what happened, I started to panic and black out. And after running for about a couple buildings down, I collapsed in a parking lot late at night with a gunshot wound in my chest. I was on the ground bleeding out, twisting and turning. And I could feel that it was getting harder and harder to breathe. And when it got to the point where it hurt to breathe, I gave up. I closed my eyes and my head hit the ground. And I was completely still. When I opened my eyes shortly after, and it was a man closing the trunk of his car with his back towards me. And when I saw that it was one person there, so I started to shout for help. And slowly, this person turned around and shined a flashlight and started walking towards me. And when he saw all the blood, he called the ambulance. And by the grace and the power and the love of God alone, I was saved. I was given a second chance at life. And through that situation, I learned something so valuable, something only that situation could have taught me. I learned and I understood how precious, how fragile life really is. And I understood that everything we live for, everything, could be gone in a matter of seconds. Denzel Washington once said, "You will never see a U-Haul behind the hearse." What that means is no matter what you accomplish in life, no matter how many goods you accumulate, in the end, you can't take any of that with you. You can only take one thing with you, the one thing that crosses over to the next life with you, and that's your relationship with God. Where do you stand with God? And so, do you have a personal and intimate relationship with Him? Because if you don't, everything under the sun is pointless. So don't be so busy with life that you forget to acknowledge the one who gave it to you. You know, we all have different backgrounds, different upbringings, and live very different lives. But we all have one thing in common, and that is pain. And you will have to go through some pain in your life, but what you choose to do with that pain will determine the outcome of your life. Lastly, I would like to talk about character. First, who you are when you're alone is who you really are. So examine yourself when you're alone. Because as humans, we tend to change who we are when we get around others, but we should strive to stay consistent with who we truly are. The second thing about character is true character and integrity of a person is measured by how you treat people who can't do a single thing for you. So, can you be most kind to those people who can do absolutely nothing for you? That's a true mark of integrity. Lastly, I would like to leave everyone with this. Blessed are those who find wisdom, those who gain understanding, for she is more profitable than silver and yields better returns than gold. She is more precious than rubies. Nothing you desire can compare with her. Long life is in her right hand, and in her left hand are riches and honor. Her ways are pleasant, and all her ways are peace. She is a tree of life to those who take hold of her. Those who hold her fast will be blessed. Thank you, and may the Lord Jesus bless you all.